Hey, what's up, Street Talks? Eric from the Eric from Street Photography blog. So I just wanted to do a quick talk with you on this notion of will to simplicity. So the notion is pretty simple. I think in life it might be more effective for us to, rather than to improve our lives in some sort of abstract sense, it might be more effective for us to simplify our lives, to use tools, processes, techniques, and so forth to make our lives less complicated and more simple. And so, for example, with lifestyle choices, sometimes, ironically enough, there are certain things like a car, for example. Having a car could actually simplify your life if you live somewhere with no public transit. But if you live in a city where you technically don't need a car, it actually could worsen your life. And also, I think with lifestyle choices, we shouldn't think about it as a moralistic or ethical thing. I think a lot of people say, oh, I don't want to do this because it's too expensive or it's wasteful. But it all comes from this sense of guilt, that kind of this Protestant work ethic, American guilt, that like we have to save money, we have to be prudent, blah, 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 and economical. And usually what we call a luxury is kind of seen as synonymous with evil, which I think is totally ridiculous. Because I think that in some ways, some things we want to do in life, we want to simplify our lives in order to fulfill the ultimate luxury, which I consider time and the ability to create artwork. Because my personal theory about art is anti-utilitarian. Meaning, there is no practical or functional purpose to art for the most part. It's more of an expression of the human soul. Even if you think about a parent, in some ways, to have a child, it's kind of a drain on your resources, and the children are mostly ungrateful. So even having a child is not really a good economic investment. And, apparently the average kid costs like $1 million to raise, and, you could use that to buy 4 Lamborghinis. And so I feel that in life, the apex, or the final state we're trying to achieve. So, Maslow's pyramid of needs, the top is self-actualization. I wouldn't say it's self-actualization. I would just say it's more of just art creation. And so for you to become the instrument of creating artwork. And there's a nice quote from Nietzsche, is that the artist only needs 2 things. Panem et circem, or something like that. Essentially, he means to say there's only 2 things an artist needs. 1 is the artwork, and 2, bread. And for me, all I need is maybe eggs, coffee, and a Wi-Fi connection. Because for me personally, when I'm creating art, art could be used in a very abstract sense, whether we're making photographs or making illustrations. I like to use Procreate on the iPhone and the iPad. Whether you're making videos like this, I consider this a form of artistic expression. Or whether you're dancing or whatever you may be doing, that's when I'm most in the state of flow, like the psychologist, philosopher, Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. I'm totally butchering his name. But when we're in a state of flow, that's when we're the most empowered. That's when we're the most creative. That's when we're in the zone. And so he considers the state of being in a state of flow as the optimal human state and condition. And not only that, but if we create artwork, we could empower humanity. Even though Picasso is long gone, his artwork still fascinate and inspire us. Even though Henri Cartier-Bresson is long gone, we still look at his photos with awe. And thus I feel that while we're still alive on planet Earth, perhaps the optimal strategy is for us to focus our energies to become the most ultimate artist, philosopher possible. And not only that, but of course, share your artworks with others, because I think a lot of artists are quite morbid. It's like about self-flagellation, that, I don't want to share with other people. And it might come out of like, a sense of insecurity, or some sort of legitimacy thing where they're thinking that, real artists don't share their work with the ungrateful rabble, or whatever it may be. But yeah, I think the will to simplification in life is to simplify your lifestyle, simplify your diet, simplify your habits, blah, blah. Not simple for the sake of simple, but to rather economize our energies, to use all of our energies to not waste on superfluous things like worrying about buying and shopping things, whatever, but rather to direct all that energy we have in a given day, to direct that towards our own personal art production and sharing. Simple things you could do. If you have a YouTube channel, if you already have a Google account or a Gmail, you have a YouTube channel, go on youtube.com/upload. You can start uploading your own videos. Download the YouTube app on your phone or your iPad, whatever. You can start recording vlogs on your phone, upload those. You could start your own website blog. I personally host my website on oneandone.com, and I use wordpress.org to host things. And I think the purpose isn't to create some sort of final art project which is perfect or to make perfect pictures, whatever. It's rather for us to be stuck in this creative eternal loop where you're constantly creating, thinking, being curious, following your curiosity. You're letting your inner child blossom forth. And I still think this notion of eudaimonia or human flourishing is probably the most apt way to think about human happiness. To me, happiness is feeling every single day, having something to look forward to, something to look forward to creating, and optimize your food, your diet, your working out, whatever, to conserve your physical power, your mental power, and also your creative power, because you want to optimally use the maximum amount of your day to produce. I call this producerism. Spend 90% of your energy and your time and your efforts to produce and create things, and then spend the rest of the energy, recovering, eating food, going to Korean barbecue, whatever it may be. So what are some of your personal life simplification tips, things that have helped simplify your life? Feel free to leave a comment down below. Encourage you to keep producing and be the change which you wish to see the world. #Gandhi. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Peace out.